Everybody, welcome back to Wiki Sports and welcome back to the Miami Minute. We cover my favorite team, the Miami Dolphins, who, despite honestly their best efforts, find themselves once again in the winners column with a 20-13 victory over the Las Vegas Raiders. And as I said, ugly win did almost everything in their power to hand it to the Raiders. 3 turnovers, a fumble, and an interception from Tua. Hill, the tight end Hill, not the receiver Hill, had a fumble. A-Chain played for one series and immediately was injured once again. And then Tyreek Hill looked like he was going to potentially be injured, but fortunately he was not. All credit really for this game and this victory goes to the defense. They were incredible. Really, really just super special. Pitched a shutout in the second half. Only allowed 13 points in total, despite the offense giving up so many turnovers. And the defense was able to get a lot of turnovers of their own. First shutout, Jalen Phillips, 2 sacks, and an interception off of a great play by Christian Wilkins to force pressure on fourth down, I believe, there. And then the man of the hour, the man in the thumbnail, Jalen Ramsey, 2 interceptions, including the game sealing interception with under a minute left in the fourth quarter. This defense, the last few weeks, has proved to be a potentially top unit. I know they were 12th coming into this game. I think if they continue to play at this level for the rest of the season, top 10 for sure, perhaps can be top 5. And if our offense ever gets back to how they were at the beginning of the season, this is a team that will be very dangerous because, wow, if they could just be clicking on all cylinders. Beginning of the season, offense was picking up for the defense. Last few weeks, defense has been picking up for the offense. But let's get into the stats. Tua led the way passing with 28 of 39 for 325 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that 1 interception. Mercer led the way on the ground with 86 yards on 22 carries. And Tyreek Hill had 10 receptions for 146 yards and 1 touchdown. As for the rest of the receivers, Jalen Waddle had 4 for 5, Robbie Chosen 2 for 39, and Salvin Ahmed actually had a receiving touchdown as well as 3 receptions for 25 yards to go along with his 3 rushes for only 6 yards. A-Chain, as we said, left early. He only had 1 carry for 1 yard. Don't know if he'll be back. He also had a reception for 4. And yeah, that was ugly. On the other side, Aiden O'Connell, 24-41, 271 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Josh Jacobs, 39 yards on the ground. Devontae Adams, 782 and a touchdown. He was definitely the standout player for the Raiders in this game. Just an elite talent. I don't want to say wasted on the Raiders because they are 5-6. They had won their last 2 games after firing Josh McDaniels, but uh, we'll see how they fare down the stretch. I wouldn't be surprised to see if they potentially move on from Devontae Adams in the future. That big contract, though, going to make it quite difficult. Yeah, as I said, as a Dolphins fan, very disappointed in the offensive output in this game. 325 yards from Tua, and it does not feel like that in any way whatsoever. He had a quiet, a surprising 325. Outside of the first half, there weren't any patented, super exciting, huge plays for the Dolphins. And, I'm not going to say they're lucky to get out of here with the win. Um, they certainly earned the win defensively, but it's nice that the offense can play so poorly and still come out with a victory in this one. And I think that going forward, the offense will be better. They certainly have a little issues on the road since their offense is so predicated on the motion and the timing and all that. But this is their 5th home win, 5-0 this season, and to go along with their 2-3 record on the road. The Jets and Bills are playing right now. They're 5-5 for the Bills and 4-5 for the Jets. So we'll see how that turns out. Either way, the Dolphins will be still remaining first in the AFC East, and then the Jaguars won today. They're already ahead of the Dolphins in their standings, so they're going to stay the 3 seed with the Ravens as 2 and the Chiefs as the 1. We'll see what happens on Monday Night Football for that, but solid positioning for the Dolphins down the stretch. 7-3. Haven't I don't know if I've seen this at all as a Dolphins fan, unfortunately. um Certainly not since like the very early 2000s, if even then. So I can't be too upset with this win. A win's a win. And I was talking with my dad before jumping on here, and there are a lot of times during the Patriots dynasty, and I'm only bringing them up because I'm from Massachusetts. I know what that dynasty was like firsthand. I watched a lot of their games, and a lot of their games were in prime time. So I imagine a lot of people did. And there were many times where that team won in the ugliest fashion, where teams gave them their best shot and it wasn't enough. And I don't think the Patriots ever were like, wow, we almost lost to random team. We're terrible. They were just like, wow, we won. Okay, on to the next week. And hopefully the Dolphins will be like that as well. But they do have a lot to figure out here on offense. There's no doubt about that. So if you're a fan of the Dolphins and you watch this game, let me know your thoughts on it. Are you worried at all? I know it wasn't the best win, but coming off a bye, maybe they're a bit rusty. We'll have to see what happens going forward. But they were supposed to beat the Raiders. The Raiders are a mediocre team. The Dolphins are supposedly a good team. So the Dolphins were supposed to win this game, and they did. So you'll hear no complaints from me. But I would love to hear if you have any complaints in the comment section down below. Other than that, check out our channel for sports almost every day here on Wicked Good Sports Channel. Our main channel is Wicked Good Everything. That is more like nerd, comedy focused. And then we have a podcasting channel, Better Radio. Check all those out. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next.